Good afternoon and welcome to a rather damp south of the lakes and Honda's all-new electric SUV, the Ny1, or the Ny1. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Now this isn't Honda's first foray into electric. Some years ago we were greeted with Honda E, fabulous little car. Fun, came in some really cool dynamic colours and was pretty quick. Range, now that's where it fell down, but its price wasn't particularly great either. So Honda have gone back to the drawing board and thought, right, okay, SUVs are all big business, as we know. I mean, they sell some great ones, let's face it, HRV, ZRV and CRV, but never a fully electric one. So it was about time they ventured down that track. The Ny1, a name that I hadn't even considered until my mate Duncan said, what's it called? And I said, Ny1. He goes, Any1? And I went, oh, electric for anyone. Am I the first person to pick up on that? In that vein, it's a rather clever name. And like all Hondas, it's fully teched out. Pretty much everything you can think of. Honda sensing, LED lights, electric seat, heated this, that and the other. And all that in a mid-size crossover. Now there's only one way to say this. In my eyes, the range is too short, especially for the price bracket. 256 miles, and that's WLTP. And the thing is, when we charged it the other day, it was only 200 miles. But the strange thing is, we left with 200 miles range. We drove all the way to Harrogate and came back with 100 miles range. Is Harrogate really 100 miles? No, it's 150. But it means whatever the range is, you're going to get more. The thing is, it's only got a 68.8 kilowatt hour battery, and you can only get so much range out of that. It should have had 320 miles of range, but then it would have pushed the price up. So where do you draw the line? Now, there's two trims to choose from, Elegance and Advance. One starts at around 40,000 and the next is around 42,000. But let's face it, electric technology is expensive, and Honda SUVs, well, you get what you pay for. And with this, you get a 5-year warranty. We have the Advance, but that's not to say the Elegance isn't well kitted out. LED lights, heated seats, and a digital cluster. Add to that a panoramic, power tailgate and heated steering wheel, and you have our Advance model. There's also choices of wheels and things like that. All 18-inch, which, well, it makes it look rather smart, especially in two-tone. And this is a pearl white with black accents. Yes, I'm rather fond of this. As I said, there's only a couple of things that let it down, which is sad, because if it had a higher range, it would be flying off the shelves. It really would. Now, I have read some rather encouraging bits on how it travels on motorways, and it is very comfortable. But on a back road, it's great fun. It's dynamic, it's agile, it's nimble. If you floor it, you will spin, there's no doubt. But if you're in normal and then pull away swiftly, it's fine. But it'd be nice if there was more of a system like, say, Hyundai or Kia, where even if you floor it, it knows how to put the power down. It's perfect for the family, it's practical, it's versatile, it's got great space, and it's rather cool to look at. Now, yes, not everybody's going to love its looks. I do. And the seats remind me of the Mark 1 Astra GTE. I think it's where modern Honda should be heading. Pulls 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds and has 204 PS. There's one powertrain, this, but it does everything it needs. Sleek, slimmed down headlamps, LED, high beam assist, and it's all automatic. LED daytime running lights that swoop around this half clamshell bonnet. It's certainly a modern design language. There's some air intakes, vents, keep it grounded. Because that's the one thing that you want on something like this. So it sticks to the road and it's got great airflow, because EVs have to be efficient. I think it's time for a party trick. Yeah, also does that. So it'll greet you in a car park when you unlock it. Are we ready? The only thing that is missing is being able to do that on the key fob. Why that was omitted, not a clue. Type 2, rapid, and a proper light. And this is nice and sturdy. Honda! Now, yes, it's not got the fastest rapid charge rate in the world. Saying that, 45 minutes, something like that. I think it's 20 to 80% on the Type 2 11 kilowatt. You're looking at around 6 hours. parking sensors, and another party trick. These strobe when it's charging. It's well done. It's a different look for Honda, yeah, but it's pleasing, or it is at least to me. Big windscreen, just look at the arches and the way that they encompass those 18-inch multi-spoke wheels. Very nice. Decent profile tyre, which makes it great on A roads, B roads, and of course motorways. It's rather comfortable as a family cruiser. In a word, I'm going to call this the electric HRV. I know it's on a completely new platform, but the point is, it does resemble it. Black arches to give it an off-roady look, and it's got a decent ride height. Sadly, only front-wheel drive. I would like to see an all-wheel drive and dual motor, but that's me. Colour-coded wind mirrors, blind spot detection, and yeah, they're not the biggest of windows, but you don't have a quarter window either, so you've got decent visibility throughout. Colour-coded door handles, and I do love the chrome strip that runs along the side, especially with the black gloss that envelops it. Black surrounds on the windows, and it's just very clean from the side. I almost forgot. It comes fully kitted out with Honda Sensing, their absolutely excellent safety system. Collision detection, AEB, mitigation systems, you name it. To be honest, I think the only thing missing on this is a heads-up display. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Also, if you do like the video, why not give it a like? It all helps and it means we can get more cars. Thank you. But it's not the kind of thing that you see that often in this segment anyway. And of course, as it's Honda, you get the same level on both trims. Let's take a look inside. Keyless entry. The door opens nice and wide, and soft touches, padded areas, and I do like this trim. Decent cup holder, climbing in, absolutely no problem. Took my head a little bit, and yes, I do have a grab handle. Excellent. No, it's comfortable. I do like the interior. First thing that strikes me, a portrait infotainment system. I know they're all the rage. It's perfect for the driver, but you'll see why in a moment. In all honesty, the interior's worth 40 grand. Soft materials, sporty stitching, and things like this. Now, the only thing that is lacking, proper buttons and rotaries. Honda, come on. All we need is at least a volume button. But to say that, you've got a front demist and a rear mirrors button. Start, stop here, and if we take a look at these shortcut buttons, power tailgate, the release for your charging flap at the front, and traction control. Keep that on. And yes, you can adjust the height of the headlamps. Now I've got an electric seat and Annabelle's got manual. But there's a fair bit of adjustment in it. Up, down, I can tilt bits, etc, etc. Strong build quality, and we're met with little tune when Honda appears in the cluster. It's rather well thought out. Soft materials and premium touches throughout. Also things like the vents, just a couple of fins, so very easy to clean. And I do love these, very cool. Speakers, I've not seen that kind of pod system for quite some time. And it's nice to see, especially with the gloss surround and the chrome. Now the trims do differ on the Advance and the Elegance. For a start, you have a grey roof on the Elegance, and on this you have things like the blue stitching and the white piping. I think it lightens up a dark interior, because so many interiors are just dark. But it still gives a sporty side, which I like. Chunky indicators, and I've got a button here that says camera. So when I'm going slowly, I can press that and I can see either out of that mirror or the front. Also, when you're approaching things like, say, ferns on the side of the road or a bit of bush, as soon as the sensor system, whatever, picks it up, it will turn the camera on. And yes, this can park itself. I do like this center console. Hard plastics, but they're of a decent quality. Lots of piano black. Looks great, but yeah, can be a bit of a nightmare to clean. And the drivetrain, nice and easy to operate. Park button here, push this back for reverse, neutral and drive, and that goes green. When it's in drive, it'll also display on your cluster. And no matter how many times I will do this, it will attract dust and yeah, fingerprints. But if we turn it on, you'll see its magnificence. That's a point. It's talking about air conditioning. You can turn on that with a button on the key. Now the layout on this is perfection in my opinion. So you've got your navigation at the top, then your buttons. If you go for Apple CarPlay, it does change, but it still leaves the functionality. Also, if I turn this on, look what appears. The air conditioning. So it's all separate, which I think is a really good system. It's nice and responsive. Full of functionality, car's settings, you've also got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and the navigation, Bluetooth, etc, etc. And I'm pretty sure it's got Wi-Fi too. Heated seats are operated here. It would have been nice to see them on a button, but I can understand why they're not. It keeps it nice and clean. Fans, easy to turn on and off. Same with the cluster, nice and straightforward. On the right you can see your power, your charge, and it tells you when your vehicle's ready to drive. In the centre you can see things like your safety, and if you go into this left menu you can see everything from your energy through to your audio. Now, dependent on how much charge you have, you will see a range drop when you turn on the air conditioning. Not surprising, but as soon as you turn it off it goes back up. It's just giving you an idea of what it will be like for the rest of the journey. Now that is what you call adjustment. Even with it fully back, there's still mega room for the rear passenger. But that's the benefit of an electric vehicle. The batteries are laid out on the floor, so you have massive cabin space. Nice and buckety, supportive and rather comfortable. And we were in the car for around 2 hours the other day and got out feeling nice and refreshed. It's a great driving position. I've got a leather wrapped steering wheel, it's heated, and I've got proper buttons. Home button here, and it's very easy to turn on your adaptive. Reach and rake adjustment in the steering wheel. It would have been nice to see it come out a little further, but it is ample. I've also got a footrest down here. What I would have liked to see is a little bit of padding here, and you've got an armrest in the middle with a mini storage pot, 12-volt socket, USBs, 2 deep cup holders with grippers, and you've got your drive modes here, Eco, Normal and Sport. And yes, it does transform it. Electronic handbrake, brake hold, lovely mood lighting. I've got great headroom, as you can see, 6'3", absolutely no problem, even with this jutting in. It's well thought out. Auto dimming mirror, map reading lights, and of course an electric sunroof. Easily adjusted here. And surprise, surprise, it's got a decent sized glove box. Quite a rarity on today's SUVs. Now it's well equipped, it's great for the family, and just look at the legroom. I almost forgot, you've got a wireless charging pad here. That's only available on Advance. Take a look in the back. From the side, it's clutter free. It's got such a clean design. And just look at this space in the arches. Not that you're going to take it off-roading, but technically you could. Such a simple design here too. Sloping roofline, but it just doesn't affect the rear. Climbing in, first things first, you need to find the door handles. And they're neatly hidden here. Disc brakes all round, with the front being vented. Let's get in the rear. The door opens nice and wide, maybe not as wide as other Honda models. And the other thing that's missing is anything Magic Seaty. But apart from that, just look at the space. Climbing in is child's play. It really is. I have to duck my head a little bit, but once in, 6'3", and yeah. I mean, just look at my legroom. I can get my feet under the seats, and yeah, masses of room. Map pockets on both seats, nice to see. And the rear, yes, hard plastics. But I do like this. It's nice to have a cup holder that's slightly raised. Speaker, some glosses, and more importantly, a padded area. It would have been nice to see this a little more lit up, but to be honest, the chrome and the fact that this is soft, yeah, it goes a long way. Everything's at the right level, well, at least for me. This armrest, comfortable position, and I do have a centre armrest too. 2 cup holders, it's rather low slung configuration. And look at the angle for the rear seats. It's comfortable. More perforation, white piping and blue stitching. And yes, no transmission tunnel because it's an electric vehicle. Some USBs here, vents and a storage pot. And there's a massive area in the centre, so you've got a great view of the road. The one thing that is especially noticeable in the rear, the windows are slimmer, but that's to keep the design and obviously the aerodynamics. It's not a deal breaker, and the good thing is, even at my height, I can see glass as opposed to a chunk of roof. The tints do make it a little dark, but I do love these little map reading lights. And check this for a configuration for a sunroof. And even at my height, what's that, about 2 inches, maybe more? You couldn't ask for more. That's the thing. This vehicle ticks so many boxes. You paid for it, but to be honest, I do think it's worth it. Grab handles on every door and adjustable seatbelts for the front. Airbags, ISOFIX points. It's a great vehicle for a long haul. Let's take a look at the rear. The cohesion on this design is just, well, impressive. A really sleek rear. Not surprising with the front and the side. Translucent rear lenses and full width light bar. That reminds me of the Lexuses back in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. It was all the rage. In a word, it's a rather minimalist rear. Decent sized window, rear wiper and a sporty rear spoiler with a high level brake light. Shark fin aerial, and yes, as it's got Honda sensing, you get things like cross traffic alert, rear parking sensors and of course a rear camera. In a word, it looks elegant. It's well done. Let's take a look in the boot. Power tailgate, and I can open it with a button here, a button on the dash, or a button on the key fob. I think I'll use the classic method. Quite quick opening, and even though we're on this banking here, I can still stand under it. Now, when it comes to closing, I can set the height with this one, or I could just press this, and then as soon as I walk away, it shuts. You can also get one of these, decent size, and a dual level floor. We can maximise like this, or we can lift it, and that way we can fit our tray. Perfect. Extra storage down here. This is rather clever. It's a bit like a tether for securing loads. It also means you could have a wider load, like here, and shopping bag hooks. And if you're wondering where the tethering points are, they're located here. And finally, a sub. You'll easily get a month's worth of shopping in here, and it's pretty good for a holiday too. Say 3 suitcases. If you've noticed, it's quite deep, even though this does taper upwards. Split folding rear seats, excellent. To drop, literally push this forwards, and it doesn't lay entirely flat, but it's pretty close. These don't lock in place, and they're nice and easy to lift back up. You've also got carpet that bridges the gap. Very nice. I'll quite easily get my electric mountain bike in here, but I may need to remove the front wheel. It is pretty big for this size SUV. Let's take a look under the bonnet. The latch is located here on the right hand side. Pull. Just as a point of interest, when you do connect your app, you'll need the VIN number. That's located here or on the windscreen. To open, just push this right. It's not the lightest of bonnets, and yeah, you can't really see very much, which makes it really easy to top up fluids. Wipers, old school radiator top. And there you have it, Ny1. Let's get behind the wheel. I do like an electric car pulling out of here because you can hear things. What's the turning circle like?
Clear on the left.
Not bad. And it starts in economy. Excellent. The likelihood is it probably starts in the driving mode that you left it in.
That traffic sign recognition's not too naggy, is it?
Not at all. This is pleasant, isn't it?
It's very nice.
That's rather refined, isn't it? Considering the state of this road.
Yeah.
Okay, we've dropped 2 miles.
Clear on the left.
Probably done a mile, thank you.
And what's the percentage saying?
That's interesting. In eco, you do need to put your foot down a little more. And we've got 98%. It's a comfortable ride. Oh my word, we don't get there till 2 o'clock. We better put our foot down. Wow. So we'll do an eco run on the way back, and on the way, I'll just drive to my normal level. You happy with that?
I didn't expect anything less, Ben.
Flows nicely, even in eco mode. Now the one thing I did find out last time I drove this was if you floor it in sport, it will wheel spin, so you have to progressively put the power on, whereas a lot of electric vehicles do it themselves now. That was nice and quick, and no spinach.
Exactly what you want.
The thing is, we're in sport now, and I think if I floor it, okay, it didn't spin. Must have been a little damp the other day. That's the only thing that's missing from this. A way to put the power down efficiently. Now if you're driving normally, it's perfectly fine. It's when you floor it at certain speeds, because it's, I don't know, saying doing 22 miles an hour, something like that. If you put your foot down, you will wheel spin. But that's because of the torque of an electric motor. Instant power. Oh, well, the regen's got heavier now we're in sports, so that's good. We've got paddles as well now, used for a regen. Oh look, Saab. That's interesting too. Now we're in sport, it's not dropped that many miles either. So obviously it's going to sort itself out with range, etc. as you travel. Yes, that beep was I exceeded the speed limit for a second. The thing is, it does it once and then flashes in your cluster. It's not an Agatha. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a spin. So yeah. That's eco. It's rather quiet, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And this isn't the best of roads either.
No. So there is enough regen in economy just to scrub off some speed.
In 0.1 miles.
But it's not overly heavy, which is
Turn
nice.
left.
Still 3.1. Good acceleration, even in eco. It corners really well, but mind you, that's due to it being an electric vehicle. It is pretty weighty. As I mentioned, it's around 100 kilograms lighter, but in the scheme of things, something like this is going to be around 1700 kilos. So, but that's what really gets me about an electric car or an electric SUV. They handle so damn well. But it's not surprising. They've got batteries laid across the floor, so the centre of gravity is like, and then you couple that with a tensile steel or whatever it is platform, and then driving dynamics of Honda, and yeah, you've got a pretty good vehicle. Now I did read it was a little bit skittish, and the ride was not great so far.
We've not noticed any. Exactly, I was going to say, we've not noticed any skittishness at all.
No, great steering too, nice and weighty, good feedback. Nice and direct. Gun it, come on. Slight hesitance because we're in eco. Roundabout looks right and left now, you can see the river.